Hi, and welcome back to Penguin's View. Today, you are a super lucky lot because I'm going to do 3 TV shows for one video. 3 for the price of one. Lucky you. The series in question is called Ghosts. Now, it started off with the UK version. For me, it was okay, but I couldn't get into it all that much. I'm not 100% sure why, but I found that the actors for me just seemed rather wooden, and it just didn't come across well for me. But there we go. Then the Americans decided they would do a version of the same thing. Pretty much the same story, but using American character ghosts. I found this by accident more than anything else. As I say, basic story is the same, but I enjoyed it much more. To the point that I actually stopped watching the British version. Sort of found the American actors to be much better in their job as portraying the ghosts. Anyway, I said 3, didn't I? So recently, the Australians have got in on the act. G'day, Cobber. Yeah. Probably culturally incorrect for saying things like that, but hey, what the heck? What's your favourite colour, blue? Sorry, doing it again. I have an Australian friend called Ross, and I hope he's watching this and just smiles because he knows that I'm very much like this. So, again, the Australian version is basically the same story, but done with an Australian lilt vibe history, if you like. And the ghosts themselves are not an exact copy of the British and the American ones. I mean, naturally, you're not going to have a Native American in Australia and things like that. But you have, like in the English one and the American one, you have a Boy Scout with an arrow through his neck. You don't in the Australian one. Anyway, end of that. Watch it, you'll see. Anyway. But although it's early days yet, I've watched actually 5 episodes at the time of recording this, and I'm really quite enjoying the Australian one. Okay, so let's give you a basic premise. That's a couple moving to an old house that's been inherited by the woman. And what they don't know at the time is that it's haunted. And I don't know that haunted is actually the right word. It's more that it's rather occupied by a number of ghosts from different periods and backgrounds. And that's where the fun begins. It's only a short programme, 30 minutes-ish. The UK one's 30 minutes, the American, the Australian's about 22 to 25 minutes, if you exclude the adverts, that is. The humour itself might be a little sort of simple, but it's quite enjoyable all the same. Now, 3 versions, so I have to rate all 3. Lucky me, lucky you. The UK one, I'm sorry, but it just doesn't do it for me. So I'm only going to give it a 5.4 out of 10. After all, I did stop watching it. That should say a lot. If I ever stop watching a programme, it really doesn't mean that I think a lot of it. Oh, it's a 10, but I'm not going to watch it. Yeah. Anyway, end of it. So the American version, up to the current series, it's been really pretty good. Current series is a bit hit and miss, I think, a bit lackluster, which is a shame because it's just been renewed for 2 more seasons. But overall, I would say that's a 6.7 out of 10. Finally, the Aussie version. As I said, I've only watched 5 episodes, but I like it. Shall I say very Australian in its humour and its history too? Okay, it's no Housos. Maybe I should do a review of Housos at some point. But it still has the Aussie way of seeing things and laughing at them too. So for this reason, I will give it a provisional 6.5 out of 10. But know that it has potential to do a lot more, or it could bomb and die on its back end. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this, and until the next one, TTFN.